Epic. Phenomenal. Unreal.
Pandemonium. Good morning. It's another day, which means it's another bonehead adventure out here. The last hunt we did was a field hunt, and I think at the end of it I said, we're going to turn right back around and do this thing again tomorrow. And for those of you that waterfowl hunt, you know things don't always quite go as planned, and that's what happened. That night, big shocker, no snow in the forecast, and we got snow. And so we ended up with just enough snow to barely cover the ground. The only issue was the next day we had a south wind, which is not great for that spot. And it was just over, it was probably mid to upper 30s and sunny. And by mid-morning, all the snow was melting and everything was just a wet, sloppy mess. And so we decided not to hunt it. If it was just one of those conditions and not both, we probably would have hunted it. If it was a good wind and muddy, probably would have went. If it was the south wind and not muddy, probably still would have went, just because we wanted to hunt that field one more time before they plow it. There's a lot of birds around there, as we saw, and we would have given it a go, but decided to hold off. Well, a little slower than we would like. It's about 9 o'clock. And we've seen a few, but nothing serious, nothing to even really have to duck down and hide, let alone try to call. Pretty slow. I'm surprised. I thought we would see some birds. I know a lot of the small water around here is froze up, so it's not holding birds, but I thought we would see some. And we've had some late hunts here too, so it's not to say here in the next hour or two that some birds might filter in, or we might get a better look at something, but it's a little disheartening. I'm starting to debate if we don't start shooting some birds in the next couple hunts, are we really bonehead waterfowl, or are we just boneheads? You have to be the judge of that. But take two out here at the blind just after Thanksgiving. It's been warm. It's supposed to get almost a 50 today, and then tomorrow 3-4 inches of snow, 30 to 40 mile an hour north winds. Temp drops off. Thought maybe we'd catch some birds on the early side of this weather change, but so far seeing a decent amount of little flocks kind of moving south. Nothing really giving us a look yet, but it's still early. The spot's been pretty good come later in the morning, so we're hoping next hour or two this picks up a little bit. Yeah. That's how it's done! Boom!
That's how she's done, Gustafson!
Never fails, my friend. What did I tell you? You start cooking breakfast and birds come in.
That's how it's done.
First goose in this spot. And Ace is handling him like a champ.
Boy, that was awesome.
We didn't light the burners more than 3-4 minutes. All of a sudden there's geese out front and there's a single off to the east. I holler at Dubs, he starts clucking at him, giving him a little bit of noise. And this thing gave us 2 looks, and I mean, came in from the right, hovering. We shot him maybe 10-15 yards above the water. Obviously, excellent marksmanship, seeing how the bird's stone cold dead. Hey, bring him here.
He died.
Bring him here.
That's what's important.
Good boy. Good boy. Well, I mentioned it never fails once you start cooking breakfast. And
Right?
what we got? Little Chef Boyardee down.
Chef Boyardee.
That's not good stuff.
I like the pan for
Breaking up that heat a little bit.
right.
Yep, I killed him. Looks like they got their mind made up.
I don't think they have too much desire to come talk to us.
Did you already get the salsa? Oh, you got 2 bags.
I brought one for me, one for you.
Man, you're prepared. This is how you do it here. It's like Chipotle at a duck blind.
What I was going for.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Got chicken in there?
Nope.
Turkey?
Nope.
What is it?
Pulled pork.
Ah! I like it. Well, we had an early bird come through that we crippled and landed ways over by the trees, so haven't seen much in the blind. I got a little decoy following me here. Figured it was time to go walkabout, see if we can't find something, and anybody that hunts knows how it goes. As soon as we get out here messing around, we'll have birds come in. Nobody in the blind. Well, that wasn't the way we expected the hunt to go. We never found our cripple. We only got the 1 goose, and we just didn't see a lot of numbers. So we called it a day about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and headed back. And didn't see many birds. Weather's gonna take a turn, 30-40 mile an hour winds tomorrow, 2 to 6 inches of snow. So it looks like we're gonna hunker down for probably the next 24, 36 hours. And sometimes this snow sets up some pretty good spots for us to hunt. There's geese flying in my neighborhood. That's why I keep getting distracted. But we've been in a little bit of a slump lately, so we'll kind of adjust and see what happens. Like I said, one of our leases that we hunted not too long ago is pretty good with some snow on the ground, so we might get out for an early week hunt. Otherwise, we'll see what next weekend brings. There's geese flying around just taunting me right now. But yeah, so that's the way it goes. But hey, I'll count today as a victory. First goose we've ever shot there. Look at these geese. First goose we've ever shot there, and there's nothing I enjoy more than shooting birds over water. So if you'd have told me last night to get up, we're gonna go hunt, do all that work to set up, and we'd shoot a goose on water, I would have taken it. So all in all, good day, more meat in the freezer, and season goes on. So we're sitting here just bird watching all these birds come in, and Dub speaks up that we had 3 coming on the left here, and sure enough 2 just kept going and 1 made the fatal mistake of coming in. So only one of the GoPros synced, so I don't know if we got it real good or not. Pretty cool having a bald eagle fly by. All of our geese just got up out of our field, or about 3/4 of them. The rest are still in the field, but that's a massive one. Come on, really?
I had the mojo right between you.
Lets the hole in, and Justin's not a bad retriever, but sometimes he chews a little bit.
Double banded reward band, I'm sure.
Negative.
All right.
Ha! Ha! Hup! Hup! Yeah!
Well, considering how many birds we actually saw today, to only bringing home 2 is, you could say it's disappointing, but I've said from day one, at that spot, anytime we kill birds, it's a victory. So I'll take it. A little more cardio activity than I would have liked, having to sled all of our gear in and out, but I guess that's the name of the game. And as far as this spot goes, I mean, it's peak migration right now. These are the best numbers you'll see all year, considering how many Canada geese are here. There's mallards galore, and we saw huge feeds of snow geese today, which we've never seen snow geese here this late into the season. So that's promising. There are birds. The good sign is when we got here, there were a lot of tracks in our field and no birds, and they all came piling in this afternoon for a late feed. So they've patterned our field now 2 days in a row, and I think it's worth giving it a shot tomorrow. I'm kind of like the guy that sits at the slot machines and should walk away, but thinks, you know, just 10 more bucks and he's going to hit the big one. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about tomorrow. When these birds start to pattern the field, you can about guarantee they're going to use it 2, 3, 4 days straight. And so with this snowstorm, this had to have been either they were in there this morning or it was their second day. And I think at a time like this, you got to jump on it, because once they get pushed off this field and they find another one and they get into some feeds, you're kind of SOL. So right now, my instinct is to sneak out here tomorrow, take a light load in, because I ain't sledding 4 loads worth like we just did. Take light gear, try to move the field where they were using today, try to move to a different part of the field where they were using today, and see if I can't camo in and maybe give it a go. So we'll see. Still a good hunt. I didn't shoot worth crap. So the first goose that came in, I didn't even get a shot. I had a mojo right between me and him, and then the 2 mallards that came in, Dubs dumped the Susie and I whiffed on the Drake. So it's kind of been the moral of the story this year is I need to invest some time at the shooting range, but that's the way it goes. So thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we get another one here soon.